The Dragon Ball Sparking Zero GT trailer was insanely peak. I don't think I've ever been that hyped during a reaction before, and I'm sure those pre-orders went to the moon and beyond after yesterday. With another 15 characters being revealed and also being added to the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero website's character list, including but not limited to GT Goku and all of his Super Saiyan forms, Oob and Majub, Baby, and yes, even the Super Saiyan 4s, baby. We have only so many slots left to fill in the base roster of Sparking Zero, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Who are the final batch of characters for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero? But then the sky came falling down. The Fire Nation of spoilers attacked, clapped our jimmies right on up, and now I'm on a revenge tour. Full transparency, at the time I'm recording this video, I have not been completely spoiled yet being the key word, but oh, yo, I feel like I'm losing my mind. You guys are about to probably see a different tech over the next few weeks. I'd never make angry content, but here we are. But let's go ahead and get to it. All right, fellas, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Sparking Zero video, and yes, but no. I know that spoilers are being shot off left, right, front, and center for the game. It's like a war zone out there. I almost lost an eye before I even started recording this video, but luckily, I made it out the trenches and proper measures have been taken. Some people that honestly really should not be posting these leaks given the last few weeks are blasting them all over the place for really no good reason besides getting a few views today. But fortunately, I'm never really on social media anyway, so it's pretty easy to just mute or stay off entirely. So unless people just start throwing everything in their thumbnails, which it's already started, that's how I almost lost an eye earlier, I can dip and dodge with the best of them. But with 10 slots left on the base roster of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I'm going to do my best to try and predict the last couple of spots left without having been spoiled too bad yet. Hopefully those of you that didn't want to be spoiled have been able to evade at least the majority of this as well. And those of you that don't care and wanted to see, got to see everything and everybody that you wanted. Don't worry, no spoiler warning necessary for this video. I'm not going to be spoiling you guys with any screenshots, footage, nothing. I haven't really seen everything myself, so unless you're going down in the comments, which if you're going down there, fair warning, I can't control everybody. But let's try to have some fun with the remaining hype that we have left. If you have to tell me I'm right or wrong in the comments, please guys, just try to leave it at that. Don't just blast us outright. But without further ado, let's hop right in, gang. So, with 10 spots left on the base roster of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, give or take, I gotta keep it real, man. I don't know how this is gonna end up playing out on release. They show this at the end of all of the trailers, so we know that the first few DLC packs are gonna be Superhero and Daima allegedly. So if we take that into account, of course, I don't think we will be seeing characters like Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, Cell Max, or any of the Daima characters. Cell Max is a character that I really want to see in this game, even though I'm not the biggest fan of giant characters, no pun intended. I really want to see as many of them as possible, like outside of the Great Apes. But seeing as how GT is in the base roster, I think it's probably smart to refer to the Tenkaichi 3 roster more than what we've been doing recently, right? Wouldn't you guys agree? So if I was to go off of the Tenkaichi 3 roster, this would lead me to believe that some of these slots still have to be reserved for OG Dragon Ball, right? Characters like Kid Goku, Demon King Piccolo, General Tao, the Pilaf Mech, maybe Nam, even Arale and Devilman possibly, I assume could make the roster to some degree. If you've seen spoilers for any of this stuff already, please spare us, fellas. But for now, this is just my guess from referencing the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 roster. It'd be cool if there were password characters again too, but it's already been confirmed that there aren't going to be any secret characters in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. We're going to know the full roster on release, and it seems like by any means necessary, that's going to happen. Now, I, of course, haven't forgotten about the rest of the super characters yet either. I still think the next trailer can and will feature the rest of the Dragon Ball Super characters that we haven't seen yet, the most notable ones being God of Destruction Toppo and Kaba and all of his Super Saiyan forms, who, for whatever reason, have been conveniently left out up until this point. But you guys have been telling me, like in all of the videos in the comment sections, that they won't include Super Saiyan 2 Kaba, and this was before any leaks or spoilers came out. I really don't have any reason for believing that they won't include Super Saiyan 2 Kaba besides the comments insisting that he won't be in the game. even though he was in the anime, and you guys have been right about a lot of stuff so far, so I guess I'll just go with that for now. Next is the Pride Trooper Casserole from Universe 11. This one is difficult because we are in crunch time right now. Like, this is the fourth quarter stretch right here. So some of these more miscellaneous characters in the tournament is really hard to call. I still think someone like Champa has a much better chance of making it in the game over Casserole, or even someone like Kiawe, who I was saying in one of my recent videos. But as far as angels go, I've never really been on board with the whole Vados idea. I would assume she would fight exactly like Whis damn near, so I'm not too sure. But we also can't forget about Frost, and I would assume it would just be final form Frost. I don't think we have the space for all of his other forms, and we already have Frieza in all of his other forms as well. So as far as the other Universe 6 characters go, I think I'll probably cut off Batamo and Vegeta just for the purpose of, I guess, trying to work with these last 10 slots, because I'd guess someone like Jocko still has a chance, and probably a better chance over those two guys, even if very slim at making the main roster. I hope at least. I seen some people hating on my Jocko pick in the last prediction video. I don't know. I just really hope he makes the base roster, or at least makes the game, period. I'm a pretty big fan of Jocko. I think he's a really entertaining character. He's fun in most of the other games that he makes an appearance in. And honestly, I feel like at the end of the day, when the final roster for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero gets, well, I guess it already got revealed according to everybody else, but I feel like if Jocko doesn't make the final roster, there will probably be other side characters on the list that Jocko probably deserves it over. That would just be my guess. But just for the sake of the limited amount of space that we have left, I'm probably not going to make Jocko an official pick of mine anymore in this video. So if we pause right here and count up who we have currently so far as an official prediction goes, OG Dragon Ball characters could be Kid Goku, Demon King Piccolo, General Tao, the Pilaf Mech, and Arale or Devilman. I'd probably go Arale. So that's 5 of the last 10 spots. And then if we go with the super characters remaining, we have Kaba and Super Saiyan Kaba. You guys are adamant that Super Saiyan 2 Kaba won't make it in the game for whatever reason, so I'll listen. God Topo and Frost coming through to make 9 characters so far. Well, now we got an issue, fellas. 1 slot left, and there's no way this would be like a singular random universe or movie character, I don't think. Maybe Super Saiyan 2 Kaba could make this an even 10. I just don't see how they could fit everyone that we would need to make this the biggest and best roster ever with only 10 more slots. 15 GT characters made it extremely hard to narrow down the last 10, so I guess let's just try to edit this a little bit. Let's say they only give us 3 or 4 OG Dragon Ball characters, as crazy as that even sounds. Of course, Kid Goku, DKP, and maybe the Pilaf Machine, right? That's, I don't know, Tao instead of the Pilaf Machine. I'm not sure. Then Kaba, Super Saiyan Kaba, and God Topo and Frost. That brings us to 7 characters. And maybe the last 3 could be movies, but even if you do movies for the last 3, just throwing in Z Broly in that spot, that's all 3 slots right there. And I don't know, that's just a weird reveal to me. So let's actually do this instead. Let's do this without OG Dragon Ball altogether for a second and see if we can make a reveal that makes at least a little bit more sense. Let's assume that we get movie characters instead of OG Dragon Ball on the base roster. I feel like this might make it at least a little bit easier. When it comes to movies, I think Z Broly is first and foremost, and that brings us to 3 characters already. Janemba and Super Janemba would take us to 5, and then Z Gogeta. And that brings us to an even 6. I feel like that's a good batch of movie characters to start out with. Of course, you guys can swap out whoever you would prefer to see as movie characters, whoever you feel like makes the most sense. Pair these with the 4 super characters we spoke about earlier, and this 10 could be really sound for a final reveal, unless this whole 164 characters thing was just leading us on the whole time, because this last 10 is tight, man. I really don't know. You guys let me know down below in the comments who you think the final batch of characters could be for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero's base roster, if you haven't already been spoiled. Like I said, fellas, I've been dipping and dodging them leaks like life depends on it, so honestly, I'm probably gonna be staying out the comments myself. I know some people just have no self-control and cannot help themselves with this type of stuff, even though I'm asking for no spoilers. But that is going to do it for this one, fellas. Hopefully we can have a peaceful last few weeks before release. These last 2 days have been an absolute whirlwind. If you're trying not to be spoiled on Sparking Zero before release, a salute to you, brother. I don't know how long I'm going to make it myself. It's probably only a matter of time. But anyways, have a great day. And I'm going to see you fellas tomorrow. It'll probably be a wrap for me by then. Bye, guys.